Alright, hi you guys. I'm making this video to basically give my commentary on couponing and extreme couponing, because I get a lot of questions about this for some reason. I really don't know why. Now, let me just throw this out there because I know the last video I made I had to delete because I had a bunch of crazy people trying to spam me with, well, your opinions are wrong and I coupon and blah blah blah. I have no problem with it. You're saving money, do you. I'm not gonna audit your transactions. I think that Alright, so let me just start my opinions and basically kind of my disclaimers because what people don't realize is the stuff that you see on the Coupon Show on TLC, it's staged. And I hate to say it, I don't. Now keep in mind, this is from what I've read. I don't know personally, I've never been on the show, but it's staged, it's staged for TV, For example, those are their legitimate stockpiles and those are their legitimate deals. However, I do believe that there is some leeway with the stores in exchange for film time and in exchange for, releases and stuff. Now, if anybody who's been on the show watches this video, please tell me. Just tell me because I'll take responsibility for being wrong because I'm not saying I'm absolutely right because I've never been on the show. So, basically, those are legitimate deals and legitimate stockpiles, but the legitimate transactions, it's staged. How come every transaction on that show has something wrong with it, where the coupons don't scan or the memory gets overridden or something? It adds to drama. And a majority of the people out there, a majority of people who coupon only get one or two papers. And so when people say, oh, that's hoarding on the stockpiles, what you have to realize is that's the extreme case. Same thing with something like Hoarders or Intervention or any of the other real, documentary reality shows. Is every drug addict like the person on Intervention? Maybe. I don't hang out with a lot of drug addicts, so I couldn't tell you. But, a lot of the times, is it that severe? Maybe. Maybe. That's not a really good example because all drug use is kind of bad. But hoarding. If you have a house full of clutter, is it as bad as the people on Hoarders? No. But the people on Hoarders, same thing. If you're a legitimate hoarder, do you have dead cats? No. So you could be a couponer without having a whole stockpile full of, cat food when you don't have a cat. So that's number one. Number two, it's actually very hard to save $900 in a transaction, mainly because most stores do have a limit of 4 manufacturer coupons per transaction, and then they have a limit of 1 transaction per customer per day, which is a fine limit. It makes sense. Basically, here's how I think that the coupon show has kind of ruined it for everyone, in a way. And now, I think that the coupon show has kind of ruined it for everybody because the stores have watched the show and you see these people who kind of not abuse the system because that's a little harsh, but these people who show how to work the system and how to do the loopholes and do the savings and everything, which is fine and it's legitimate, but they show how to use it in such a way that it could be abused by another person. So the stores, for example, my Publix has a sandwich board now over customer service with their coupon policy, which is limit 4, like only 1 scan, so, all these rules and regulations, like will not take this kind of coupon if it's, not expired, but if it's not from a valid source or it doesn't have a watermark, stuff like that. So, and now the other thing is what people have to understand is that extreme couponing, the people who are on that show a lot of the time, 9 times out of 10, they have a blog and or a YouTube channel. I follow a few of them on YouTube, like Shady Lane 2121. I follow her. I love her videos. Coupon Diva Desiree, she's got a channel. But a lot of these women and men, there are a few guys that are on there. They use the coupon show as more of a springboard for their website or their blog or their seminars, or some of them, maybe one of them has a book. So that's more of a springboard. It's not geared towards the people who are going to be regular coupon users. So that's the people on the show. Now, a lot of people ask, well, why are you, why are people couponing now? Why don't you just buy food? Well, because we're in a recession, and I've read people post about on these like for example Shady Lane, on her commentary under her YouTube videos, it says, well, we're in a recession. Why aren't you working? What people don't realize is that there are a lot of conditions where these people can't work. Either they're on disability or, they have children. I mean, you figure you're working a job, but if you had to put your kids in daycare all day, and I'm not saying that's not all the case, because there are some people who have great families who will take care of your kid. However, if you have to put your kid in daycare all day, that costs a lot of money. So what's the point of you getting a second job? A lot of these women, their job is to coupon. And by doing that, they're saving, for example, on the transactions that they show, yeah, you're saving $735. However, if you don't have a job, that may, you basically, if you got, let's see, if you get, let's do $735 from 50. $735 from 50 is $15. So if you only had to pay $15, you have basically gotten enough food for your family for a month, give or take, and you've essentially given $735 worth of material for nothing. So that's how, people have to realize is that these people are not, I don't want to say not normal people, because they are probably typical people, personally. But these are people who obviously, this is their hobby, this is their relaxation, and this is also a job for some of them. I mean, if you're spending 40 hours, I mean, that's a 40-hour work week. But, I mean, what people, I guess what I'm trying to get at is that these people aren't hoarders. There's something wrong with these people because, for example, like a lot of people just kind of see like, oh, their haul video, and that's a lot of people donate. Like for example, Shady Lane. I mean, I'm gonna tag her in the bottom of this probably because I mean I love her videos and I love her. She's really not. I mean, I've never met her personally or talked to her, but I mean she's cool. But I mean, in a lot of her videos, she does say, "I'm going to be donating," because her and her husband do that as a hobby, and then they give it to their family. So for one of her videos, she has 130 pastas, and she even says, "I will not be eating this." So yeah, you're getting 130 pastas for free, but if you're keeping 10, which is a reasonable, I mean, I eat a lot of pasta. I could go through 10 things of pasta in a month. So if you're donating another 100 something to charity, then it's fine. So I mean, that's all basically. I mean, a lot of people have asked me about that. So, I mean, my opinion is if you have the resources and you can do it and you live in an area because I mean, in my area, couponing would I mean, I've seen people at my Publix maybe save $10, $15. And I mean, I've heard people say, "Oh, this lady came in and got $300," which is great. And if you know how to work it and you know how to do the coupons and everything, more power to you. So, that's it, you guys. Those are my opinions on the show. See you next time, I guess.